there was like a kind of a scarce mindset for me when I was getting on hormones, because it was like there was no people to kind of go back on for studies.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, oh, I am the study. You know? Hi everyone, it's V. Welcome to the very first episode of Don't Ask V That, my podcast where I created a safe space where we can talk about all taboo topics affecting trans women of color and queer youth today. Thank you so much for your support and giving me the chance to even create this space. And make sure to go find this show on all streaming platforms and give me a rate and review. It really helps keep the safe space for queer people of color like myself. Now, today's topic is going to be coming out. I think a lot of people are familiar with it and a lot of people aren't. There's a lot of questions surrounding around it, and everybody's story is very different. And I thought, why don't we get a kind of compare and contrast kind of story, because I am a trans woman of color. We have somebody who is trans masc, and that will get us into somebody today I've been following for a long time. I've been fangirling for a long time. Alex!
Yay. Hello. I'm so excited to be here on the first episode.
Right.
Such a delay. I'm so excited.
I know. How have you been?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good.
I've been following you for a really long time.
Me too.
I don't even know how long, but a really long time.
I kind of found out about you through your transition videos for sure. I think a lot of people are.
I honestly, that's what I found you from as well. And
really?
Your over exaggerated
oh my God,
expressions and stuff. But I ate it up. I love that.
I know, I gotta stop that out of fear of judgment.
Yeah, but I ate it up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How has been the TikTok upbringing? Where did it all start?
Yeah, I started honestly, I feel like everybody says this, but during COVID, I honestly started taking it super seriously. I've always wanted to be on social media since I was a kid.
Really?
I have little YouTube videos of me doing makeup tutorials, and it just all came full swing for real. During COVID, I literally told my mom I'm gonna hit 10K on TikTok. I'm gonna be TikTok famous.
Oh my gosh.
I remember hearing that Lauren Gray made 10K off of a brand deal or something, and I was like, that's gonna be me.
Gonna be,
I'm gonna do it.
And it happened.
And
you
look where I'm at.
it.
Literally.
No, I'm the exact same way. I had a YouTube channel when I was in middle school.
Yeah.
And I would do the stupidest stuff. I would do the blindfold challenge.
Oh my gosh.
The ice bucket challenge. There was just so many random things where I was introducing myself to people who cared? But I honestly feel a lot of people have a past of trying to start social media.
Yeah.
Specifically on YouTube. So I don't know. That's where I gained all of my skills for doing it.
Yeah.
Editing.
100%. I also used to have fan pages for I had Dance Moms fan pages and and I used to edit and stuff. So I just had the editing skills from that.
How long do those edits take?
I don't know. Probably a half hour.
Right, okay. There's some people who take hours on it. I know.
Some people are so talented at that shit. I'm whoa.
Did you take it super seriously, or were you
no.
this is a fun hobby?
Yeah, fun hobby.
Oh, nice. Okay. What do you have hobbies for now these days?
Makeup, TikTok. Honestly, I'm boring. I literally just watch TV all the time. I love reality TV.
Ooh, what are you watching?
Right now I'm rewatching Big Brother, a season of that. It's a game show. So good.
I haven't watched it before. Do you recommend it?
Yes, so good.
Yeah, I've only heard of Big Brother because of Frankie Grande.
Yeah.
Are you watching that season?
No, I'm watching the season after that, I believe.
Oh,
but
fun.
He just came back on this season and took some of the guests to an Ariana Grande concert. So.
Right. Oh my gosh. Wait, that's so fun.
Right. It was so cool.
No, I suck at TV. Whenever I watch something, I'm always watching it with the intent of only queer TV.
Yeah.
I think I've watched a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
I've been a stan since I think season 10. And All Stars 2. That's where I really fell in love with Alaska, Katya. Yeah. But I guess that gets us in today's topic about coming out.
Yes.
Because queer representation is so important, and I think everybody's story is different.
Yeah.
I think there's no one way to come out, and that's where it kind of gets tricky, because it's there's not a lot of representation. So in the media, it's where do you look to? Also, there's not a lot of representation in the education system. So yeah, but is there a reason for coming out is important to you as a topic?
I think for me, coming out was important just because I felt so much more free after I came out. I I felt very isolated and just like scared, even though I honestly had nothing to be scared of. Like my family is so supportive and like it's just like what society makes you think of everything. Like I was literally just petrified and I would just keep to myself. So I just felt so much more free coming out, like 100%.
Period.
Yeah.
No, I feel exactly the same. But tell me a little more about your upbringing. Like, how's your family life?
Yeah. My family is 100% supportive. Like I grew up in a little small town in Ohio, which the small town itself not very yee not
I'm exactly the same way.
And then like I moved to Arizona when I got into high school, and I actually like seen queer people. I was like, wow, like there's actually queer people at my school. Like
I'm gagged by that.
Yeah, because
there was not a lot for me.
That's my school, I only had like 50 people at my school in my class in Ohio, and then I moved to a school that had like 1,000 in my class, so it was just like so many more people that I like seen, and I was like, holy crap, like people are just actually able to be themselves and like be comfortable being out. So like it made me feel more comfortable being comfortable with my sexuality and stuff, because at the time I was very much in the closet, very much deep down, like my transness was just so hidden. Like I just did not want to even think about it. Like I would literally just watch like trans films on YouTube, like little short films, and just like cry. I remember like, this is so embarrassing, but it's not because it's real. Like I think I was in like 7th grade or something. I would make like popcorn and Pepsi. It was like my little duo, and I would watch just gay short films and just like cry, which is like fine, but it was like it was a vibe, honestly. And I was like, I felt seen and heard from these little short films, and I just like. It's like, wow.
Where did you find them? Were they on YouTube?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I would just look up trans short films.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Were they like good, or were they kind of corny?
They were corny, but they were also just like, I was like, wow, like it's also just good at the same time, because it was just any queer representation I could get at that time, I would try to get. Like I didn't back then.
It's honestly settling for the bare minimum sometimes.
Genuinely.
Because I'm like, I don't know. Since there isn't a lot of representation in the media, it's like things aren't always as professional as we could, enjoy it to be.
Yeah. I literally just watched, like I said, I love reality TV. I watched this one reality TV show on MTV, and I think it's called Love Is Not a Lie or something. And there was like a queer couple on there, and like I felt so represented by them, because they were actually like how I like view myself. Like they use the same pronouns as me. They were very like fluid with themselves, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I literally love this. And they got treated like shit on the show, and I was like, it just ruined it. Like I felt so bad for them. I was so happy for that representation, and then you see how these trans people get treated,
especially with reality TV and the way it's edited. Oh my gosh. Don't even get me
started. Like I'd love to be on reality TV, but that's like my fear. Is like they would like.
Are you scared of being a villain?
I think I definitely would be a villain, just because. Like on reality TV, I feel like everybody's just scared of everybody, and I'm like, I wouldn't be scared of everyone. I would just be like, this is how I feel.
Right. Are you the blunt type?
Yes, very. Okay. And like, but I also feel like Big Brother, I'd be so good at that game, because I would be so just fake and good at it.
Right.
And like,
I'm so confrontational, so I feel like I would get myself in a fight, but also I don't want to like cause issues. I'm somebody who's like, I don't want to be somebody who's causing harm for anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
I'm very like rational, so if it's gonna be confrontational, it's gonna be deep. Where did coming out start for you?
Okay, when I was like 13, I remember I was literally this one day I was just arguing with this kid online because he posted something like homophobic on his Snapchat story, and I just wasn't having it. I was like, what is wrong with you? Like, what is this? Like, come on. And I was getting so into it. I was sitting on my bed like, oh my God, like what? Yeah. Like going in, I was literally crying. I was getting so in my feels. My mom was like, what is wrong? Like, are you okay? And I was like, this kid online, like he's just stressing me out. And she asked me why. And I told her, and I was like, this is just the time. I was like, I'm just going to be like, it's because like I'm so affected by this because I'm gay, and what he's saying is affecting me personally. And they're supportive. My mom gave me a hug and everything, and like it was all good. Like they were just like, okay, like cool.
That's good.
Yeah, and they didn't really think twice about like my sexuality.
They have history with like being friends with queer people, I'm assuming.
we don't really have queer people in Ohio. Like,
right.
I mean, my aunt is queer, so I feel like that was like the first honest representation that I seen of someone queer. That's and great. Yes, love my aunt.
That's so good.
Yeah.
No, it's always good to have a family member who has been through it and can guide you, because a lot of people are having the opposite issue where they're getting kicked out from their family and they have to sort of build up family. So it's amazing that you had a support system.
Yes, I am very privileged and just so grateful that my family was so as accepting as they are, and would do anything to help my mental health. So I definitely appreciate that.
That's amazing.
What about you?
For me, my mom is very accepting. I also grew up in a small town like you, but I grew up in different parts of it because I was moving around all of my adolescence. So I was first in more of an area where it wasn't as gentrified and it wasn't the suburbs, because I was the hood. And going to school, I think it was kindergarten, and I was already somebody who's like a femboy at the time. This is before I was coming out. But I always knew. It was just something that I always knew in my heart. I think I was 4. And what's interesting is that I never really had queer representation at all, like, before that. It was really just expressing my feelings to my mom and being like, this is how I feel. Do you know anything about it? And I kind of asked you if there was any queer people in your family. And I think for me, there wasn't, but there was this one person who just was gay. They were super close to my family, and my uncle took him in. And through that, we became really close to them. And I think through that, my mom learned about the queer community. Yeah. I'm assuming. This is all like, who knows? Yeah. I mean, people could just be amazing like my mom is. Because when I came out, she literally, I would tell her what I was feeling. And essentially, she would just like put a label to what I was feeling. So I was like, I feel like a girl. I want to express myself more feminine. And she's like, do you think you could maybe be trans? And I'm like, what is that? Yeah. And she kind of just educated me through it, which was the best thing, honestly.
I love that.
It was really just, she was afraid about people's opinions, how they would treat me, my safety, because coming out at a young age, kids can be brutal.
100%.
I think kids in general are brutal. Yeah. Like, they're just blunt because they don't have anything.
Kids are brutal. Adults are brutal.
You know, there's no
Old
filter.
People are brutal.
Right.
Like,
and all for different reasons. Like, I feel like kids are brutal because they just have no filter and they're living authentically without being
and they're uneducated
structured
as well.
Yeah, exactly. So they only really know what their parents taught them.
100%.
And then the parents, I feel like, on the other hand, are, if they aren't accepting or fueling ideas into their brains, or just have a bunch of ways they grew up that were, I don't know, a space where it wasn't okay to be queer. What was the best part of your coming out story?
I think the best part of it was the fact that I was so nervous and scared for no reason. Like I said, it was just a weight lifted off my shoulders afterwards. It was just something that it would consume me. I would think about it every day. Like, specifically, like, Christmas, it literally ruined, like, of, like, 2021. It was, like, the hardest, like, I was going through it, like, with my gender and stuff, and I was just struggling so much. I just couldn't sit comfortably. I couldn't, like, it was just consuming my mind. I literally was just crying in my room on Christmas. I was like, this is, like, I need to tell someone about this. And I literally texted my mom coming out as, like, gender fluid because I was literally so scared. I was literally like, I can't even, like, come to words. And my mom was literally asking me every day, like, are you okay? Like, what's wrong? Because she could notice that, like, I was visibly not doing well, like, because I was just so, like, sad. Like, I just wasn't myself. I wanted to talk about it, and I texted my mom. I sent her, like, links and stuff just to educate her on what it was and stuff, because I knew that my mom obviously, like, has known about trans people and 100% accepts, but I just knew that she wouldn't, like, know about what gender fluid was, and I would have to, like, send definitions, send links, like, and everything. So I did that, but she literally came into my room and gave me the biggest hug and told me that everything was okay, and that was literally, like, just such, like, I felt like my shoulders just dropped, and it was just so much better, and I just felt so amazing after coming out, for sure.
For sure. No, I'm somebody who is definitely a mama's girl. So I definitely relate to that because I'll go to my mom for issues that are just pertaining to my life. And I don't know, it feels good when they can fully understand you.
Yeah.
And I want to commend you so much for even having the courage to do that, because it's like, we're in a place where we have to educate the parents. Like, what? Like, you know, that's like a trailblazer right there, for sure.
For sure.
And I feel like we shouldn't have to, but, you know, it's going to be great for the generations to come for queer people to already be in the media.
Sure.
So when we tell our stories and we share our struggles and experiences vulnerably, I feel like at least there is somebody out there who is saying something.
Yeah.
I remember being more scared than anything because I came out in second grade. And in first grade, I was just, every single day I would come home and I would put on accessories that made me feel pretty feminine. So I would put on like little hair clips. And I don't know if you know those little hair clips that they used to have at Hot Topic.
I don't.
You don't? Oh my
don't.
gosh. They used to have like this huge section of little hair clips that are just in different colors. My favorite one was the mint one. I don't know why. I was just like, they go with my outfits. Third grade, I was like, I cannot go back to school without being myself. And at that point, I was like, other people's opinions do not pertain to how I'm gonna be presenting to the world, because it's just like, I need to live authentically.
Yeah.
And I did. I felt so free. I remember just walking in with so much confidence. I wasn't even thinking of like naysayers, if that makes sense. More so until like I got down and actually had conversations with people. So it's kind of like the, you know, walking with your headphones and you're going in with a vibe, not letting anybody tear you down. Except I had no phones. But yeah, I mean, it's just so liberating. I went through dysphoria in the way where I just felt like not myself, but I went through it more later in my transition. I know you talk online a little bit about dysphoria that you were feeling.
100%.
Do you still feel that today?
Okay, so basically I get dysphoria, and sometimes it gets so bad that I have what I call like dysphoria attacks. Like it's like similar to like an anxiety attack, but it's like induced by dysphoria. Like I just do not, like I'm literally
that all the time.
Yeah, like I'm literally crawling out of my body. Like I physically just want out of this shell. Like I'm like, who is this person? I don't know what's going on. And yeah, but after I started testosterone, it definitely, like, I've only had like one of those since starting testosterone. I've been on it for almost 10 months. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, and testosterone definitely changed my life 100%. Like,
what was your determining factor for?
I thought about taking testosterone like for about a year and a half, because I just very much wanted to make sure it was something I wanted to do, and I wanted to know everything about it, all the like health like risks and everything. Like I wanted to know everything about it. And literally one day, it was not like a like spontaneous decision, but I also was just like, it, like I'm gonna start it. I have been putting it off for way too long. Like I feel like I'm literally just making myself sad. Like why don't I just be myself and do it?
No, as you should. Was there a reason you were putting it off? Or?
I think like I was scared I was gonna regret it, which is so dumb, because I'm literally 0% of regret. Like
I love that. No, I was honestly the opposite. I was like, I saw everybody getting boobs and going through puberty at a young age, and I was just like, what's happening? Where's my boobs? Like, not knowing, I mean, obviously knowing that I cannot get them biologically, but going through hormones was one of the most life-changing things, especially at a young age. I just remember like begging my doctor to put me on it as young as possible. And I remember she made me wait for a year, just because there was no other kids who were doing that at the time. And so it was more of like a health risk of like, what, you know, we don't have a lot of education about this. And I got a blocker. I think when it started to die off of the blocker, because it's already in my arm, I was so far into the delusion that this was naturally what was happening with my body. I mean, I say delusion lightly, because I think it's a sense of feeling your euphoria to the highest extent. But I would, in a sense, forget to take my hormones. And it kind of led me to a revert, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so my testosterone levels went up. So my voice went the opposite. And I had just the natural changes that a man would if they were to be going through puberty. It's been pretty recent for me with dysphoria and feeling it on this level. Like, of course I felt it in the past, but more now than ever. I've just always been somebody who's very open and candid on social media. And for this last couple of months, like, I'd had to talk about anything that wasn't about trans topics because it was too triggering for me.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to do that in the public eye, especially if you're like really going through it and trying to accept yourself. Because in a sense, I had to find exception within my new body. And so it's very hard to open up about. Like, why would you want to just kind of turn on the camera and start crying?
Yeah.
Do you ever like struggle with opening it up about on camera, or is it something that's natural to you?
I sometimes struggle to open up on camera, but I also like don't at the same time. I feel like I struggle to, especially like, I mean, everybody, there's so much going on with trans people right now. Like there's always stuff going on with trans people. Like it's just scary in the world as a trans person and sharing that online. So being vulnerable aspect is scary, but I also like to think about all the people who are going to watch that. Like
Absolutely.
How, like just me watching like those trans short films and like little stuff on YouTube, like that helped me so much that like I want to be that for other people. I want to share my experiences and how I feel so that other people can also just relate to that and know that there's at least one person out there that feels somewhat the same as them and they can relate in some sort of capacity.
I love that. No, I feel like I've even felt like belonging with the videos that you've made. I remember there's this one video you made about tape. It was in the mirror. I think it's your pinned video.
Yes. That's literally, that's like one of my most
powerful.
Thank
like,
you.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Astounding. Just
Thank
gotta
you.
say.
No, that literally booked me like a short film in London. It was so cool.
No way.
Yes, it was literally so cool.
Is it out now?
No. If you're watching this, people, get it out.
Right. The production needs to...
For real, I literally played like a trans person. It was so cool.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so iconic.
That's amazing.
Yes, but I love making those videos and just like being vulnerable with myself, like I said, helps other people, like you said, even you watching that, which makes me feel so cool, by the way.
Exactly. No, it made me feel something, and it's like it doesn't even pertain to my gender identity, but I think that goes to show that people need to hear about us and need to hear our stories so they can get familiar with it, because if it's not in the education system, where else is it going to be?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to talk about it.
Exactly. We'll be those people.
Exactly.
So this one's more so for a hypothetical kind of situation, but do you wish you did anything sooner in your transition? I
do wish I did, only like I wish I like realized sooner. I wish I would have tried to explore things sooner. Like I said, it was just so deep down and I just didn't even allow myself to explore anything. I just was like, that's not true. I'm just not gonna do that. But I wish that I could have like lived my high school experience like as me and just like take a girl to homecoming instead of go with a boy and like all that. Like it's all stuff that genuinely hurts my heart, but I don't regret a thing at the same time. I feel like everything happened at the time it was supposed to, and I'm here for the reason that I'm supposed to be and started testosterone when I was supposed to. And I think like going back also and wishing what could I do is kind of harmful in a way, because it's like it stops you from accepting yourself. It stops you from living in reality. It stops you from just being your authentic self in general. I guess like for me, only thing would be like honestly younger. I know I came out at like 7, but like I just wish I could live my life authentically from the very beginning. 100%.
And I believe there's studies where like you're able to tell if somebody's brain has a different gender identity that aligns with the sex that they're born with.
That's so cool.
But it's just not studied enough.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I really wish that technology would get with us.
Right? Like,
but you know, there's not a lot of trans healthcare in general. So
No,
it's
there's,
like, where do we even start?
Yeah.
But I feel like there was like a kind of a scarce mindset for me when I was getting on hormones, because it was like, I don't know if you relate to this, but there was no people to kind of go back on for studies.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, oh, I am the study. You know? So I was just kind of learned so much along the way.
Yeah.
And it almost makes me feel responsible in a way to share what my body is going through, not even just like the vulnerable personal experience. Like, to end off all of these thoughts that I have, for wishing I did anything sooner. Of course, I wish I could be out at a younger age.
Yeah.
But I wish I took my hormones more seriously. And I hope that is a message that relates to other trans girls out there, because you can feel your gender euphoria to the highest extent, but you have to remember how you're able to feel that, how you're able to have that medical care. So don't take it for granted.
Starting testosterone was honestly so easy for me, and like I do want to be open about that, because it was like I literally went on like a website and I just get it ordered go through Folks. I just get it ordered and it comes to me every month in the mail. Like, it was the easiest experience ever for me. Like,
Nice.
I didn't have to go through anything like how a lot of people do have to go through to get their hormone therapy. Like, you have to like get diagnosed with gender dysphoria, and you have to go like through just everything. Just, you have to go to the pharmacy. That's even scary. Like, people getting denied their stuff. Like, it's just so scary. Like, and yeah.
Not to get even deeper at the end of this, but was all your healthcare in Ohio?
No. I just pay for testosterone, like,
online.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, do you have like a resource that you could share with people? Maybe?
It's like Folks.
Folks?
Yeah,
okay,
that's what I go through.
I've heard a lot of people use Plume.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for the people out there who are getting their hormone therapy taken away from them, especially because I've heard that Plume has gotten banned in Florida recently.
That's so heartbreaking. Like,
I know.
I couldn't even imagine like just getting it ripped away from you.
Right, because
Like,
the whole
it's literally
point,
life saving.
Exactly.
Like, there's like 430 something anti-trans bills going out right now. Like, that's just
I know. Yeah.
insane.
It's horrific. It just makes me want to go to certain locations and go march with them and protest with them.
100%.
Because it's like, we live in such a place where we can't express ourselves freely, and I think a lot of people forget that there is a bubble outside of your own.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a lot going around for the trans people around the world right now. And I just, even for like, you're not able to as a kid anymore, which is already heartbreaking, but just for the adults out there as well. Like, there's going to be a huge flood of people who are wanting to continue their health care that is a normal everyday health care.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be backed up with so many people because there's lack of resources in certain locations.
Yeah.
And to take away an online resource is just so stupid. Like, there is a lot of people who don't have accepting families. There's a lot of people who don't feel comfortable talking to somebody about their issues.
No, it was literally the easiest experience. Like, I FaceTimed someone, the physician, and they like talked to me about what my goals were, like educated me about testosterone, told me all the risks and everything.
Yeah.
And like, it was just so easy. Yeah. And like, I'm so grateful that it was that easy, because going through all of that is just so scary. Like, it's just so scary.
Was there anybody who supported you through it?
My girlfriend. Yes, I have.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I live with my girlfriend, and she literally did my first shot for me, and love her.
I love that. You take shots, right?
Yes.
That is gagging to me, because I take pills, and pills are worse for you just in general. But kudos to you for that. Have you gotten used to it?
Yeah, I've gotten so used to it. At first, like, it kind of sucked just because I was doing it in my stomach at first, but now I do it in my butt, and you literally don't feel a thing because my ass is fat, honestly.
No, a lot of my other trans girls, like, they are they started on shots, and then some are just going from the pill to shots because it is more effective.
Yeah.
Also, it's just really annoying to take your hormones every single day. I think that's what led me to be kind of lazy with it.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know. It's just like a reminder every day, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Yeah. Testosterone, you can do like a gel, but you have to put it on every day.
Yeah.
And like, that's exactly why I didn't do it. 'Cause I was like, it's literally
it almost makes
a reminder.
You feel more dysphoric.
Right? I was like, I just don't want to think about it every day. I would rather
Exactly.
just do it once a week. Like, my shot day was today. I did it before I came.
Period.
And
Now I might have to make the switch. Do you have any advice for aspiring people who want to come out?
Make sure that you are in a safe situation, and make sure that if you do come out, you have a support system behind you. And I promise that you will feel so much better afterwards because you are being true to yourself and who you deserve to be. You deserve to be yourself and out and free and period.
Absolutely. No, that's basically the same for me. Just live your authentic self. And if the people around you aren't supporting, know that you can build a family. Family does not have to be blood. And I feel like a lot of the times people want it to be, but sometimes those people are just not aligning with you, and they don't deserve to. They don't deserve your time. They don't deserve your space. And if they're treating you crudely, you know, it's okay to take an exit from the situation and find somebody that will help you. I honestly find family in so many different ways than just my biological family. And I was fortunate enough to have a supporting family, but I definitely think that it's beautiful to create your own 100%. And create your own support system, because it's never all negative, you know?
Yeah.
There is hope in the end.
Yeah.
So tying in with the same thing as advice, these are some fan questions we got, and I just want to read them over, give your advice, say what you need to, give an opinion. But the first one is going to be tips on coming out with your family.
Like I said, make sure that you're in a safe situation. Like I literally texted my mom, like, you don't have to do it face to face. You could write a letter. You could do I feel like it's so much easier to do that. And if you feel like that is your best way to communicate, then do it. It definitely helped me. I don't think I would have been able to do it face to face. And I'm glad that I did it the way I did.
Yeah. I'd say don't be scared of your vulnerability. I obviously know that your vulnerability can be taken for advantage, and it can't be always taken the right way, but you have to start somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel, you know, if you think they aren't supportive, talk to somebody who you're close with and do feel comfortable with, because it doesn't always have to be your family. And maybe that friend you're talking to can build up confidence to finally bring it to the people that you were forced to be around. Tips on beginning hormones. I'd say do it at your own pace. It is a big decision, and sometimes the effects are not reversible. So, you know, pick wisely what you want to do. But at the end of the day, don't stress over it too much.
Make sure to read about like health concerns and everything.
Absolutely.
Because I know with estrogen, I believe one of my mutuals, Jory, just posted about this. She's on estrogen and she stopped vaping because nicotine can lower your estrogen levels, I believe. I think I'm saying that correctly.
Really?
Yeah. And with testosterone, testosterone can thin your blood, I believe, or it's the opposite. It can thicken. I don't know, one or the other, but nicotine does one or the other as well. So mixing them is just not, it's not your best bet. I literally went to the emergency room one night because I was so anxious that I had a blood clot, because my mom has a blood clotting disorder. And I was vaping and I was taking testosterone, and I just was getting so in my head that I was gonna get a blood clot from smoking and stuff. So it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. I would just,
Absolutely.
Definitely do your research. Make sure you're safe.
I guess what I wish I knew was some of the effects. I recently went through a huge surgery, but I think what led up to that was this kind of side effects of my hormones. So your potassium levels, they skyrocket, which is not good for your liver. And that kind of excludes you from eating certain foods. Some of the foods that I would eat on a daily. So, make sure you know all the side effects, because it could be really detrimental to the health of your body.
Yeah.
And this is your body at the end of the day. So make sure whatever you're putting in it is going to help you in the end.
Yes. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, because you can't be your truest, most authentic self if you are not healthy and taking care of yourself first.
That honestly roots to feeling good in your body as well.
Exactly. Like, you won't get gender dysphoria if you're not alive. So, like,
I'm dead. And the last question is, what helps you with self-confidence? I know you're talking a little bit of the things that led you to realize that you were trans, that you basically were finding out. Did any of that lead to your confidence?
Yeah, like, I'm very fluid with myself. And so just being able to express myself in so many different forms and ways is just like so powerful to me, and it definitely just helps with my self-confidence, that like just expressing myself in any sort of way, not limiting myself. Absolutely. Definitely helps with my self-confidence, because limiting yourself is only hurting yourself. Like, I want to do anything and be anything, and I will. So.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything you do to prevent limiting yourself?
That's a good question. Like, not trying to like tell myself no. I try to just throw myself out there and do the things. Like, I have very toxic masculinity, honestly. Like, sometimes I'm like, I can't do that because I feel masculine, and I'm like, that's stupid. Mm-hmm. Like, why can't I wear a skirt because I feel masculine? So then I'll put on the skirt, because I'm like, I am gonna literally force myself to not adhere to those like standards that society throws at people.
Dip into your impulsive decisions, honestly, because sometimes I feel like impulsive decisions are the most authentic ones.
100%.
Some impulsive decisions aren't the best ones, but I think most of them are what is your gut feeling.
Yeah.
So I feel like just listening to your gut is an important one for sure.
Exactly. It's like, I definitely listen to my gut when starting hormone therapy.
My confidence has always been rooted within, and I feel like I've had the mindset that if somebody doesn't know about something, that they aren't one to judge. Mm-hmm. And that kind of leads into, if you're uneducated about who I am, why should I care about your opinion? You don't have the experience that I have.
Exactly.
You don't know the vulnerability it takes to go what I go through. So I've always had that mindset of just, let me put the education in your face, and let me, in a way, use that to make you feel stupid.
Yeah.
Because I feel like once people feel stupid, it leads to realizing you were.
Yeah.
And I think from there we can jump to being accepting. Does that lead me to have to be the butt of somebody's learning experience? Yes. But I honestly think there isn't any other way it would be. So you got to kind of deal with the cards that you're given. To leave it on a lighthearted note, we're going to play a little game. It's called The Good, Bad, and the Fabulous.
Cool.
We're going to get one topic. It's basically a word. And you're going to name one good, bad, and fabulous thing that comes to mind immediately.
Cool.
Okay, so the first one is meditation.
Good. Relaxing. Bad. I can't focus. Fabulous.
Really?
Yeah. Fabulous. When I do focus, it's good.
Yeah. Good. I don't know. I've never had like a meditation feeling. I've never done it before.
Yeah.
I guess it's good that you can feel one with yourself. Bad. Sometimes you can go a little too far, and actually no. I don't think I know what I'm talking about. And fabulous. You know what? It's just a fabulous thing in general.
Yeah.
So. Okay. EDM.
is that like rave stuff?
Yeah, it's like rave music.
Good because music and vibes, like dancing.
Yes.
Bad because most of the time lots of heavy drugs. And
true.
Fabulous because lots of the time lots of heavy drugs.
Bye.
No, I'm so kidding. I do not do heavy drugs, I promise.
You're like, wink, wink. I'm sorry, I made it worse. They don't do
I
it.
do not do drugs.
Okay. Good. I'd say, yeah, it's like a fun experience that you can have with your friends at festivals.
Yeah.
And I like it when the beat is good. That's what I will say. Because sometimes I don't know what's going on. I like a little hyper pop beat.
I love me some hyper pop.
Right. Bad would be, and this is so niche and specific, but my uncle would play his EDM. He was obsessed with EDM, and we would have family vacations. We have like a timeshare together, and I would just get so annoyed with the EDM music. Like, can we play something else?
Yeah.
I'm somebody who likes some like soul and R&B, and
Raves all
exactly. I'm like, how do I relax to this? Like, Fabulous. It makes me feel fabulous. It makes me feel like hyper and fun and exciting without needing to be like on drugs.
Yeah.
So, Ozempic. Okay, Ozempic being used for weight loss.
I've only seen like one thing about this, and I'm pretty sure that's all around bad. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, are you like not supposed to do that? And isn't that like medication that's for like diabetes? Like,
exactly.
Maybe use that for that and not for weight loss.
I know it's a rumor, so we can't like directly blame the celebrities that are using it.
Yeah.
Using it for legal purposes. But why would you take away the resources for people with diabetes? Like,
right?
Isn't that like slowly killing a population?
Right.
Like, I feel like that is just so. It's just not selfless. Like, it's very selfish.
Yes,
I'd say that.
All bad.
I don't even want to
fabulous,
say
not
anything good or fabulous about it. Like, weight loss. Like, I don't know. Okay. Having a dating rotation.
I've been in a committed relationship for 2 years, so I don't have a dating relationship.
Period.
So dating rotation. I definitely am in a dating relationship.
Right. You're in a relationship. Okay, I'll go. Good for me. I guess the way I'm reading it for dating rotation would be like having some people lined up, having options.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that for any trans girl.
Yeah, period.
Because I feel like our options are limited at moments, and it makes me feel like I have to settle for the bare minimum, but I don't.
Period.
So that's a good.
Yes.
Bad. I feel like it can get into a kind of toxic mindset. Like, I really hate hookup culture, and I honestly just want to feel like I get to know each and every one of you, and I feel like I can't do that with each and every one of somebody.
Yeah.
But who knows? It might change in the future.
Yeah.
Fabulous. I love love. I love seeing each other and feeling a good feeling and being in lust.
Yes.
So yeah, that'd be a fabulous.
Love that. I'm very much a love person.
Really?
Yes, I love as well.
Oh. Okay, this last one is Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell cheating rumors.
Oh my gosh,
do you know a lot about this? Because
yes,
I don't.
I literally.
Tell me, please.
I fell deep into the rabbit hole because apparently they're filming a movie. Sydney Sweeney apparently I think she was engaged or something. I think they're not anymore. Glenn Powell has like a girlfriend or something. They were flirting, taking all types of weird pictures, like all up on each other. And people were saying it was for the movie, like PR for the movie. But people are like, I don't know, that's bad PR. Like, cheating on your freaking husband is not PR. Like, so strange.
Yeah, because it's like you are in a sense making people believe whatever that PR is. Like, that is an authentic action that you are bringing to the world.
Yeah.
So it's not a character thing. It's real life.
And she went on family vacations with his family and stuff. So strange. Yeah, so strange. Yes.
Okay, well, I feel like good. She's running these men. She is, that is
good PR apparently for the movie. Apparently.
Apparently. Bad girl. Stand up. Fabulous. There's nothing fabulous about that. Well, thank you for tuning in to the first fabulous episode of Don't Ask Me That. And thank you so much for your vulnerability, for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Of course. I'm so happy that you included me. I'm so blessed to be.
Who else?
Yes.
Like, I've been fangirling for so long. It's about time we actually talk in person.
No, for real.
Where can everybody find you?
Everyone can find me on TikTok at Staple Your Mouth Shut and Instagram at AlexARYH. And I also am having a Pride pop-up June 3rd in Beverly Hills. So you can find that link in my bio on all my socials.
I'm the same. Beyondre Mitchell. I think if you're watching this, you know where to go. But BEONDREMITCHELL is my Instagram, and TikTok is BEONDRE. I wish it was that for all of them. I'm sorry for all of the extra spelling. Make sure to come back for episode 2, and don't forget to follow, rate, and review Don't Ask Me That wherever you listen to your podcast, and subscribe to the Past Your Bedtime YouTube channel for the full video and episodes, the visual, everything you can see. It's gonna be here. All right, well, that'll call it for a week. I love you, dollies. I'll see you later. Mwah.